Page 3 now, Trump on homelessness. In Los Angeles, during his West Coast swing, the president received a first-hand look at the homeless crisis, and it resembles something like this.
He's captured some of the worst you can imagine, and he points to part of the problem being with those who fought to protect the rights of homeless citizens.
To leave them in such a state and say it's their free will, it's immoral.
Photo after photo, many we can't even show without covering them up for television, tell the story of what's happening right now in downtown L.A.
It is all people talk about that are from here, and it's all people are concerned with as they move here and begin to experience it.
This man says he's lived here for 30 years, and he knows Washington, D.C. has its eye on the City of Angels, and he hopes something drastic happens real soon.
We want them to bring in FEMA and the National Guard. You can't capture it in pictures. You just can't. The smell is disgusting. The details of the sidewalks as you walk by and you see vomit and blood and needles and urine and feces. FEMA can then triage the sick, the dying, and the injured. Get them off the streets. A day of leaving these people on the streets is another day of disaster for this city.
So the homeless numbers in L.A. continue to swell, and what does city leadership do? Answer. They blame the federal government. Truth is, Mayor Eric Garcetti has exacerbated the homeless crisis in his city and is now lying about mitigating it. Joining me now from Los Angeles, editor-in-chief of Front Page Index and principal in the effort to recall L.A. Mayor Eric Garcetti, Alex Datig. Alex, the president is speaking on behalf of you right now. He's speaking on behalf of L.A. residents. In part, he's saying, quote, people in these buildings pay tremendous taxes, and all of a sudden they have tents, and the people of San Francisco are fed up, and the people of Los Angeles are fed up. Here's the situation. Do you agree with this assessment that FEMA should be brought in, and that the National Guard should be called up to protect residents of Los Angeles, and effectively a disaster area declared?
I couldn't agree more, Graham, and it's thanks to you and thanks to many that I also got to be a voice for the people who do not have a voice, and I'm so grateful the President of the United States has heard us. I've been an early supporter of the President of the United States. I supported him in September of 2015. I appreciate that he is listening to us. I appreciate that he is keeping his campaign promise when he said he is going to help the forgotten people. And yes, we have a state of emergency. We have homeless veterans. We have very ill people on our streets. We need FEMA. We need a federal intervention. The mayor of Los Angeles is not being realistic on his approach. He's made the problem worse. He's taken more taxpayer dollars. We have a serious crisis, and we urgently need the president's help.
And the death count keeps rising. Let's face it. It continues to spiral up. Meantime, doctors are very worried right now, Alex. They're worried about leprosy, a possible outbreak of leprosy. I mean, imagine a disease that's been eradicated in the civilized world for centuries is now potentially making a comeback on the streets of the second largest city in this nation. That, along with the vermin and the feces and the needles and the garbage and what have you. How can you live like this?
Well, California and Los Angeles, we used to be called the place where the streets are paved with gold. And we are now the streets that are paved with feces because we have local leadership that wants to blame everyone but themselves. They have known about these problems for a long time. No one in Los Angeles who is middle class can afford the median rent, which is you have to make $46 an hour to afford the median rent in Los Angeles. $2,500 for a one-bedroom, maybe a two-bedroom if you can find it. But in 2005, the median rent was $1,200 and the median income was $21. And people couldn't afford the median rent then. So it's like, where do you place the blame? They just want to hike up the taxes. They've taken everything they can from the people. And now the local government wants to blame the people for it.
Right. And we should,
it's highway robbery.
We should point out that one of the reasons why it's so expensive to live in California and Los Angeles in particular is because of this Democrat leadership and jacking up taxes and making it so difficult and so expensive to build new properties and maintain existing properties. And clearly the leadership in Los Angeles is failing, yet Eric Garcetti sends a letter to the White House about 3 pages long. In it, he blames the federal government for his disaster zone. Now, Alex, you're leading the recall. You've just refiled. You originally filed, now you've refiled, so the clock's ticking on the mayor again. You need a couple of things once this thing gets in motion. You need signatures, you need money to get the signatures. If people want more information on this, where do they go to get more information?
Well, we need people, first of all, realize that the mayor is a liar and that he's lying when he's saying he housed 12,300 people last year. These are fuzzy numbers. They're exaggerated numbers. He also pledged to end veteran homelessness by 2015. He lied to the First Lady, Michelle Obama, when he said that. So he's getting caught in one lie after the next. So please visit recallthelaMayor.com and contribute so we can have this mayor removed from office. He is lying to our citizens. We've had over 4,278 people die since 2014 at the end of August. We can't afford to have our citizens die. We can't afford to have medieval diseases in our streets. Please visit recallthelaMayor.com, contribute, get involved. We need directors. We want to recall this mayor. We want him removed. He will not accept responsibility for his failure. He should step down now. He should step down immediately, because don't put this city through any more than you already have, Eric Garcetti. Shame on you. Step down now. You have failed our city.
He's created this crisis. He certainly fueled the crisis. That's for, as well as the mayor of San Francisco and all the other municipalities that are falling into this socialist trap, if you will. And in my opinion, and we can talk about this another time, but in my opinion, the solution is not the government, the federal government, the state government, local government, what have you. The solution lies in the private sector, but that's being stifled. That's probably for another show. Alex, good luck and thank you. Coming up next, Stop the Tape, how Republicans should combat blue state institutionalized voter